You know, the world's not all black and white. There are shades of gray. Some people say 50 shades of gray. I don't know about that. But I do know there's one shade of gray, Legion gray. Now I'm just waiting for the Legion underoos to come out. I'll be all set. 6 hour Legion series, P229, 357 SIG. Yep, this is the exact same pistol that I just recently did a first 100 during an IDPA match in 40 Smith & Wesson. The beauty about 357 SIG and 40 Smith & Wesson, especially in SIG Sauer, it literally is simply a barrel change to go from one caliber to another. The magazines are made for both rounds. Everything else is the same. Because the cartridge is the exact same diameter and the same configuration and geometry, you know, a 357 SIG is really just a 40 Smith & Wesson neck down to 9mm, basically. So your extractor is exactly the same, ejection is exactly the same. There are no configurations that have to change in the handgun other than the barrel itself. So if you want to spend a couple $100 on a new barrel, you basically can get two for the price of one, caliber-wise. So that's what we got here. Let's get the first 100 of 357 SIG through this Legion P229. I'm going to shoot Lawman, Spear Lawman, 125 grain full metal jacket. And before I'm done, I'll probably shoot a little of the cheap stuff, the Ultramax. Because 357 SIG is A, hard to find, and B, expensive. So I'm going the cheap route. Magazines take 12 rounds. I'm going to go ahead and load them accordingly, so I can spend less time doing this, more time shooting. Because the weatherman says it's supposed to be 1,000 degrees today, which frankly I don't mind considering how cold it's been all spring. But here in this pit of white sand, it can get a little bit warm. Also promised a buddy of mine I would chrono some of his manufactured rounds. So I'm going to get to that if I can while I'm doing this. So there we go. We got 36 rounds loaded up. Let's go unload them on a target and do the first 100. P229, 357 SIG, Legion from SIG Sauer. SIG, P229, 357 SIG. I'm at 10 yards from my target. Put the target right here for your viewing pleasure, and let's take the very first rounds. I'm going to start out double action. Man, if you haven't shot a Legion yet, you haven't had an opportunity, find an opportunity. I try not to gush too hard about a lot of guns, but I am a big fan of the Legion series. Let me slow down. This reset is just absolutely incredible. Just a flinch is all you need. The SIG X-ray sights are awesome, especially in daylight. And of course they are night sights too, so they're going to glow brightly in the dark. One of the things I'm not actually real crazy about on the Legion series double action, single action is how small they've made the slide stop, slide release. It's actually so small that I have a hard time using it. So we're going to go overhand, like many of you would say I'm supposed to do anyway. But I do like the option of using the slide stop as a slide release. I really don't have that option here. We'll start out double action again. Finish these first 36 rounds all at that same spot on the target. That's a 1-inch black dot, that square. And again, I'm at 10 yards. The G10 grips are really amazing. There's just not too much I don't love about the Legion series. So, you know, sorry to go all fanboy on you, but I mean, at least I'm telling you, right? Full disclosure. I did buy this gun just as I bought the single action only Legion that you've seen before. I generally buy all my guns. If I don't, I will tell you that. It's already pretty warm out here this morning, so as my hands get a little sweatier, I'm going to get a really good indication of how these G10 grips function with wet, sweaty hands, what difference, if any, this checkering under the trigger guard might make, things like that. So let's keep going. I'll reload my magazines. We'll talk about it some more. All right, let's switch to a clean spot. Let's go up to the top of the target, take some headshots. Again, I have a 1-inch black square at 10 yards. And we'll start out double action. After all, it is a double action, single action gun. And even while I'm shooting, I can appreciate this Legion Gray PVD finish. It's a beautiful finish in the sunlight. You want to see that group really open up? Let's go one-handed. Go strong hand only at the head. Who you calling Fanboy? There it was, the first 100. There is the first 100 through the SIG Sauer Legion P229 357 SIG. Actually, I put about 130 to 140 rounds through the gun today. Flawless performance, as you might expect. And boy, there's just very little to not absolutely love about this gun. I've talked about a lot of it already, but you know, the G10 grips, the front checkering, I love the Legion Gray. I love the X-ray sights, fantastic sight picture, real easy to acquire, easy to hold on target. The only thing that I'm not as crazy about on this one, my only slight complaint is the slide stop, slide release lever. I think they've abbreviated that a little bit too much. They took a little more meat off of that than they needed to. For me, your mileage may vary, but it's so small that I really, whoops, pointing to the wrong control. There it is. But they've actually made this so small that, you know, I really can't even use it very much. That's the one thing I would change. Everything else is total perfection. So, you know, I don't know, you know, about the whole Fanboy thing. I think it's great that they have all the branded Legion paraphernalia, you know, the swag and the gear. The holster is actually very nice. I enjoy the holsters a lot. And, you know, I'm just, like I say, I'm just waiting for the SIG Sauer Underoos to come out. But now, if you'll excuse me, I just want to take a quick selfie with my buddy here. You still here? Dude, the video's over. That was it. That was the first 100. I'm just gonna do a little bit of chrono work for a buddy of mine. I got 8 rounds, 357 SIG that I promised him I would run through the chrono, but hey, if you want to stick around and watch, more than welcome. I am 12 feet from my chrono. Okay. Are you happy now? Now go do something else.